got this feeling.
Happy Friday, everyone. Today's interview is with Nwigwe. He is the founder and owner of Platinum Edge Tutoring Center in Brooklyn Heights. Well, I met Christian at UPW, Unleash the Power Within. So yes, he is a fire walker, ready to share his story with a youth developer.
I was tutoring all throughout college and most of high school, and when I got my first job out of college, I found that I still had parents contacting me like, oh, can you tutor my son in X subject, or can you tutor my daughter in Y subject? And so I figured if I was sort of generating this business without really doing much, what would happen if I actually focused on it? And so that was kind of the thought process behind starting my own business.
Yeah, and I know to have your own business, it takes so much courage, faith. How was that process? When did you make that decision? Besides, obviously, you are wanted by parents, but how did you actually make it happen?
Yeah, so I had a lot of encouragement from the founder of the previous company that I was working at. So I was working at another startup, and so that founder basically had 8 different businesses, and one day I'm going to have 8 different businesses as well. And so one day I was talking to him because we had developed an open relationship. So I would tell him all these kinds of companies that I wanted to start. I wanted to start this education company, I wanted to start a tech company, I wanted to start a fashion company, and he was just like, if you want to start all these things, you should just quit and start all these things. And so I was like, well, I don't know if I can do that because I have rent to pay, I have a car note, I have this and that, all these other considerations. Yeah. And so we kind of went back and forth, and he's really open-minded, really entrepreneurial, all that stuff. And so we negotiated a part-time kind of structure. So I'd be working there part-time and then working part-time on figuring out what I wanted to do with the business and all of that, which was great because I just planned a trip to Nigeria before this was confirmed, so I was going to go anyway, and so the part-time structure allowed me to work remotely and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So right now this is it's full-time, correct?
Yes. Right now it's full-time, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so how was that transition from part-time to full-time?
It is a bit of a jump. But because I had sort of the step down, it was a bit easier for me. So I had made the decision long before I took the jump. So I made the decision in my mind that this is something I wanted to do, and then with the help and support of the other founder, his name is David, was able to kind of test the waters out with the part-time salary, so everything was cut in half. Part-time salary, all of that. I think I ended, actually it was the day before my birthday. I would like youth to know, one, that it's possible. So it's possible for them to be and have whatever they want. I want to kind of instill that through my company. I want to instill that at a very young age, as early as we can go. So we're K through 12. It would be great to get kindergartners, first graders, second graders thinking at that level. And I think they would just both perform so much better in school and also have a purpose throughout, which is super important, because a lot of people, I think, even if they are high achievers, they're just kind of jumping through hoops and they don't really know why they're doing what they're doing. They get into the great prep school, and then they get into the great college, and then it's there's this crisis internally. So it's both for them and for the people who don't necessarily think, so they see that and they're like, oh my gosh, that's so unattainable for me. So it's both for the group that's already excelling by what we consider, success, and it's for this other group who is this thing called success is so far away, but I want it. Yeah. And so it's you can have it too.
Yeah.
And we're providing mentors and all of these things to kind of show them, this is possible. These are kids from your area, and in many cases they look like them, all of that. And it's just here's them, here's you. You can do it too.
Yeah.
I think we're very flexible and very sensitive to the needs of everyone we work with. So we're also working with schools now as well. So how that manifests itself is in terms of like if parents have schedule conflicts, we're very accommodating with that. Even in terms of the actual tutoring itself, the tutors take a decent amount of time to get to know the student, figure out like their unique behavioral patterns and like, you know, how they learn, because I think that's very important. And it's something, so my past job was I was a recruiter, so I have all of these questions that I ask tutors in the recruitment process as well, just to see what level they can engage these kids.
Yeah.
So I like to think that also helps.
Oh, I love that you're using your past skills when you're a recruiter,
right,
and bringing it to getting to know your scholars.
Right.
It's awesome.
And the tutors try to connect with them at that level too. So like,
Yeah.
if a given student is like interested in soccer or interested in like martial arts, they try to connect with them at that level and kind of bring some sort of like excitement and engagement to the sessions.
Absolutely.
So they're not just kind of like sitting there passively.
Yeah, like I hate this.
Right.
This is why I don't like school.
Just marking time now.
Yeah.
One word, logistics. So I have a bunch of tutors and a bunch of parents and students. So ensuring that everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing, knows exactly where they're supposed to be, what time they're supposed to get there, they're prepared with their materials. Have to make sure that people are sending write-ups because I like to keep the parents in the loop. So I have the tutors doing write-ups, making sure write-ups are sent on time and things like that. And then before, there's some rituals. Upon waking up, I do like to do kind of like a bit of meditation. After meditation, just kind of like being grateful. So like I've started this journal, this gratitude journal. So
The
like,
5-minute one?
no, just a regular.
Oh, yours?
Yeah, my own journal. Yeah. So I just like to think about like a couple things that I'm grateful for each day, and that's like a relatively new practice that I'm starting.
I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops.
So I have a wide array of interests, but ultimately I want to be fulfilled. I want to live a fulfilled life, utilizing all of my talents and skills and everything that I have and everything that I've been given, and kind of like using that to inspire and motivate others to live their fullest potential. Tony Robbins is definitely one of them. Tony Robbins is a big mentor, though I don't know him.
You could give him a shout out.
Hey, Tony,
Let's
let's meet out. Earl Nightingale, I don't know if you've heard of him.
No.
So he's an older one. Oprah, I love Oprah. Richard Branson as well. Do you know Richard Branson?
From Virgin?
Yes.
Yes.
So Richard Branson also.
Yes.
And then earlier on, like during childhood and all that stuff, obviously like we look up to our parents and stuff like that. So dad and mom, those were like the first people that I looked up to. Dad specifically, because though he's like the youngest of all of his siblings, he's kind of like, the leader in a sense of like he's the one that's like, he's supporting some people back home.
Where's back home?
Oh, Nigeria. So my dad is Nigerian, so he supports some of the family back home, and he really like epitomizes someone who's like just self-directed and just in control. Like,
Wow.
yeah, I've never seen him kind of like lose that control.
Wow.
So, yeah, definitely has certain qualities that I aspire to have as well. There's a few people that I've met here at WeWork, so fellow entrepreneurs. Thinking of one guy who I was sitting with yesterday. His name is Jeff, and he just kind of like was talking through a few of his problems that he was going through and kind of like how he overcame them, and just kind of like it's inspiring. It's inspiring and motivating just to see someone who is relatively close in age and just like crushing it, for lack of a better word. And so it's good to have people who you can just kind of like look up to, in a sense, who are also, you know, your peer group. I'm working to make more of those, so make more of those connections. I want to play a little bit every day, but I would say I play at least a couple times a week. But really playing, I would say I go on trips. It's not anything like super, you know. I go on trips, so like I like to travel in the winter in particular because I don't like cold. So I like to travel to warm places in the winter.
And you schedule them in your calendar and you make it happen.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be fancy. It's just you getting out so you go to play.
So like this winter, I'm planning a trip to Nigeria, and then after that, I'll be in Trinidad.
Awesome, cool. And how do you reward your accomplishments?
That's a difficult one, actually. How do I? I mean, probably just celebrating with friends. I probably need to put more effort into this part, actually, because I think that's a big factor in terms of like motivation and keeping you on a steady trajectory.
Yes.
And so I'll definitely pay more attention to rewarding myself.
Yes.
All the wonderful work I do.
Please do, please do.
Yeah, I would say asking you shall receive. I think that's a big thing. What advice I would give for a future tutoring company owner is just that the need is out there. So the need is out there, and it's kind of up to you to bring the value to the communities that need it. So the need is there. The people that need it know they need it. But it's up to you to kind of bring it to them in a way that is accessible.
Yes, it's our responsibility, really. Yeah. Who's going to do it at the end of the day, right? And I love that you're for-profit, because I think, I mean, not that I'm bashing nonprofits here, but I come from 16 years in a nonprofit.
Okay.
And we want to be everything for everyone and do everything. That's not reality, you know? You gotta like have really a focus and very clear outcome with clear objectives of what you're gonna do.
Yeah, and I intentionally made it a for-profit because, like, if you're not delivering value, people are not gonna pay you. So I think like certain nonprofits, like they get the grant money. And I'm not bashing nonprofits either, but they get the grant money and all this stuff, and then they have good ideas, but it might not be the most efficient idea. And so.
Yes, it might be tailoring, modifying for the lender or the funder versus the real need in the community.
Exactly.
So awesome.
This way, though it might be a bit more difficult, it's exciting and it's challenging.
Yeah, it is. It's both. Awesome. And that wraps up our interview with Christian. Christian, as always, in our show, a true superstar. And please don't forget to leave your love, comments, and likes for Christian. And as always, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.